Hey, what's going on, guys? Military Arsenal here. This is my Marlin 3030 Model 336. Okay. I own 3 rifles that I use to hunt deer with. One of them is a 8mm Mauser, one of them is a 243, and this one's a 3030. The reason I don't have a scope on this one is because out of the 3 that I own, this one is it doesn't have the distance that the 8mm and the 243 have. So I wanted one of my hunting rifles to just be open sights, just to have one with open sights, and I chose this one because of the caliber. Out of the 3, in terms of using it for closer ranges, this is the one I'd use. You know, the 8mm and 243 are really good for like hunting over a field. Okay, this one's really good for hunting in thick brush or woods, like thick woods. So that's why I don't have a scope on this one. You can use it for hunting fields, but you can't really see that good with open sights. You can't really see really far. But I've had this for about 6 years. I've had no issues with it at all. I don't shoot it quite a bit. There's really no reason just to take it out to the range and burn through a lot of ammo, because 30-30 is kind of expensive. Depending on what brand of ammunition you get. But I let my brother hunt with this one year with a low-powered scope on it, and it's not really that large, and it's not very heavy either. So it would be good for a younger person, like if you have a kid that's just getting into hunting, and he wants a smaller, lighter weight rifle. Okay, it is clear. Now, as you can see on this Marlin, the ejection port is on the side of the receiver. On a Winchester, the ejection port is on the top of the receiver. That's one reason I went with the Marlin, because in case I wanted to put a scope on this, it's very nice to have options, So I wanted one with the ejection port on the side. You can put a scope on the Winchesters, but I think the scope has to be a little bit higher to allow the shells to eject properly, or extract. So that's why I have it on the side. Really like it, and I like it on the side better. I think it looks better. Very smooth action. Now this is a modern 336. I don't know if the older ones were different, but this one has a manual safety. It's a little button you push on the receiver. So, like, as you know, on older lever actions, in order to make it safe while carrying it loaded, you'd have to put it in half cock. You pull the hammer back a little bit, pull the trigger, and slowly let it go forward until it stops on half cock. Sometimes guys would slip their thumb. The hammer would slip out of their thumb, and it would fall, and the gun would go off. To make it safer, what they did was they put this little manual safety. It's a little button. You push on it, and even if you slip, it'll stop it, and it won't go off. That's really good if you have a younger kid, like a 12-year-old kid or a 13-year-old kid, and they don't have really strong fingers. That's really nice that you can just put it on safe, and you can feel safe in your mind that it's not going to go off by them slipping the hammer out of their thumb. So that's nice to have. When I use it, I just put it in half cock. It's not an issue for me, but I mean, everybody makes mistakes, You load it through the side right here, this little door. When it's empty, you can see the follower. It's orange, so it makes it really obvious when it's unloaded. It has your standard V-notch sight, okay, and the front sight is hooded, so in case you bump it up against a tree, you're not going to damage your front sight post. It's got really nice wood on it. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is, but it is checkered, and it's got a pretty design on it. It's really nice. It feels comfortable too. Same with the stock. Okay, it's got some checkering on it with a diamond. Okay, it's like a satin finish on the wood. The butt plate There's no padding or no cushion. It's just a plastic checkered butt plate. This gun doesn't recoil too much, so you really don't need padding on the butt plate. I guess you could unscrew that and put one on there, but you know, it doesn't recoil that bad. And even if you have a younger kid, I think he'll be able to handle it just fine. Okay. This gun's not super long. You know, it's just a standard rifle. The magazine tube, I'm pretty sure that it only holds 4 rounds. Okay, to make it legal to hunt deer, the gun can only hold 5 rounds maximum, including one in the chamber. So if the magazine tube held 5 rounds, technically you could put one in the chamber and hold 6 rounds altogether, which would be illegal for hunting. So I'm pretty sure the magazine tube only holds 4 rounds. So you have 4 rounds in the tube, plus 1 in the chamber, 5 rounds total. Okay, the top right here, it's already drilled and tapped for scope rings. So there's no modifying necessary. It comes like that, which is really nice. If you put a scope on this, it's kind of impossible to cock the hammer with your thumb the way it is. So I had a little attachment that screwed onto the hammer, and it had a little extension that came out to the side. So because the scope was right over the hammer and I couldn't get my thumb up in there, so the extension allowed me to cock it. So keep that in mind if you put a scope on it. It's got really beautiful bluing on it. Okay, the finish is very pretty. I don't know if you can really tell on camera. It's really nice. I think this gun would look really good hung over a fireplace. You know, it's like a really nice looking gun. On the barrel, you have some roll marks right here. It just says Marlin Firearms, and it has the address, model 336, micro groove barrel, caliber 30-30 Winchester. And then on this side of the barrel, it's kind of stupid. I don't know why they have to do this. Well, I know why. Because there's a lot of stupid people out in the world. But it's a warning saying that misuse can cause injury or death. Follow instruction manual. You know, I don't know why they have to stamp that on the barrel of the gun. But that just shows that you got a lot of stupid people out there. And that's pretty much just liability. So nobody can sue Marlin in case they misuse the firearm. It's kind of hard to believe we have people in the world like that, but yeah, it's amazing. But anyway, something I wanted to say, with any gun you have, you really should wipe it off before you put it away. And on this lever action gun, or any lever action gun for that matter, don't forget to wipe off this area right here on the lever. Okay, that's where you grab it when you're aiming it, or when you're holding it, or when you're, racking the lever. Don't forget to wipe that off, because the oil from your fingers obviously gets all over the metal there, and if you put it away, it could rust. Okay, so after you wipe the whole gun off, don't forget to wipe this area right here off, and wipe all around here, because you touch this area, and it's just a place that some people forget to wipe off. Otherwise it can rust or whatever. Okay, it came with the sling. It's just a camo sling. It's not the highest quality sling in the world, but it did come with it. And I kept it on there because, it works pretty good. The magazine tube is steel. It's not aluminum. And I have a magnet here to prove it to you. Okay. It is steel. When I got this, for a long time I used to think this was aluminum, because I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person the bluing on the barrel is a little bit darker than the bluing on the magazine tube. So I always just assumed that the magazine tube would be aluminum, but it's steel. I just figured that out like a month ago. That's pretty cool. So it's, it's a little bit more durable. And also the receiver, I know unlike some shotguns, these modern day shotguns, the receivers will be aluminum, but on this 30-30, receiver is steel. I know I'm comparing this to a shotgun, but I'm just saying these modern firearms, parts like receivers, they're making them out of aluminum, but I don't know if any lever action rifles have aluminum frames or receivers. It wouldn't surprise me, but just so you guys know, this Marlin 336 has a steel receiver, which is excellent. Very happy. Obviously, the lever, that's also steel. Loading door, steel. Okay. It's a really nice gun. It's a pleasant to shoot. You know, I haven't shot this thing in years, but it's very accurate. And like I said, it doesn't recoil much, so I think anybody could handle it. Okay. I let my brother hunt with it one year, and on this talk, it kind of got marked up right there and right there, just from leaning it up against the tree stand, but it's not a big deal. It's a hunting rifle, so you got to expect some, you know, marks on it. But in terms of the metal, the bluing is in perfect condition. There's no wear on it anywhere, no scratches or anything, which is kind of amazing, you know, being as it's been hunted with. But I like it a lot. I'm probably never going to put a scope on it again. You know, I like the way this lever action rifle looks without a scope. You know, someday, hopefully, if I can ever get a place with property, you know, like 20 acres or more, this would be a really good gun to shoot like coyotes with or whatever. You know, like a ranch gun or something. But there's my 30-30. My only lever action that I have, and it's a great choice, guys. If you're looking for a good quality, low cost, I think I paid $400 for this 6 years ago. I'm sure the prices have went up a little bit. I'm pretty sure these are under $500. Now, if you get a scope, you're going to be over $500. But if you want to, especially if you're starting out, you know, if you got a kid or whatever that's just getting into hunting and you want to get them a good quality, low cost hunting rifle that's a good caliber, it's right here. It's a great gun. I think they're pretty easy to find. You can find them at almost any gun shop. Yeah, it's a great gun. So there it is. There's my Marlin Model 336 30-30. I like it a lot. Alright, see you guys soon. Take care.